All right. Hello, scholars. Hello, scholars. Hello, scholars. Hello. All right. Let's go ahead and get started on the science review. I'm going to share my screen. All right. We're going to a Google Doc. I will read the question. So the first question is coming from the do now diffusion, which is the following. One type of passive transport goes from a high concentration to a low concentration, and this happens without energy. All right. These are the three things that you definitely needed to know. I'll highlight them for you. That way you are able to actually recall them as you are studying. Um, all right, there you go. So now I'm going to switch over to the cell transport review. The first question was to draw a cell that is an isotonic solution. Label the amount of solute in the cell and in the solution. So what we understand the isotonic solution to be is a solution with the same amount of solute in the cell as well as on the outside of the cell in the solution. Okay. Number two, they ask us, explain why glucose molecules can pass through a cell membrane, but starch cannot. First and foremost, glucose molecules can pass through a cell membrane because it is a smaller molecule and permeable. Okay. Second, starch is a big molecule which is not permeable. This is the thing to remember. When you think about the shape of a hexagon, which I'll find a actual hexagon for you guys to insert it so you guys can have a better understanding. For matter of fact, I will insert glucose in here for you so you can see what it looks like. Because I want you guys to see what it looks like so you can know. This is fine. All right. So back here, it's in the shape of a hexagon. We're going to insert an actual picture, an image, and we have glucose. All right, there we go. That is what it actually looks like, okay? And then you'll have your picture of starch so you can actually know what it looks like. All right. All right, and I will insert it here so you guys can actually see what it looks like from a chemical standpoint. That way we don't have to think about the following. Okay. All right, moving on to number three. Number three, they said the diagram below represents a laboratory experiment involving sucrose and water molecules in a cellophane bag, which functions the same way as the dialysis tubing. And they want to know which statement correctly explains the rise of the liquid in the tube at the end of the experiment. The correct answer will be B as in boy, and water entered the bag due to the lower concentration of water inside. Okay, this extra water pushed the liquid up the tube as the bag filled. All right, number 4. All right, number 4. A process that will result in the movement of these molecules out of the cell requires the use of the mitochondria. All right, and we have to recall the function of the mitochondria. All right. Here we go. I'm going to put in an actual picture of the mitochondria for you guys to be able to get a better understanding of the actual mitochondria. And then I'll explain what the actual function of the mitochondria is. Okay. So this is a picture of a mitochondria. The mitochondria is the energy that is provided throughout the cell. All right, take a look at that diagram. Very interesting and very detailed, by the way. All right, moving on to question number 6. I'm sorry, number 5. All right, so for number 5, if the molecules are moving out of the cell, this is an example of passive or active transport. Explain. It will be an example of active transport because the molecules are moving out of the cell, which requires energy. All right, 6, identify and label the cell wall. Okay, so the cytoplasm would be on the first line. It'd be cell wall and cell membrane on the same side. And I'll be inserting a picture for this as well, so you guys can have it. All right. I'm going to insert that in just a moment, but I'm going to keep moving. So yeah, for 7, they wanted to know, describe the proper way to add a saltwater solution to the cells without removing the cover slip. So 2 things to remember, 2 things. Um, First, use a dropper to add the saltwater solution. And on the other side, damp the cover slip with the paper towel. All right. 8. Okay, 8, I'm going to read the question. Identify the process that will most likely be responsible for the movement of glucose from inside the artificial cell to the solution outside of the cell. And that is going to be passive transport. And that is going to be diffusion. You can rewrite both of them down. Is the solution in the beaker hypotonic, hypertonic or isotonic to the cell? Explain. In this case, the solution in the beaker is hypotonic because of the distilled water has no solute, which is a sorry, I just getting my train of thought. Okay. Which is a lesser concentration of solute than that inside of the cell, period. All right, going on to 10. The diagram represents a container. I'm gonna just upload all these pictures of these particular things in the places where they belong. Okay. I'll come back and insert. Okay, 10. The diagram. 11. What is the name of the condition where the net movement of molecule stops? It is going to be dynamic equilibrium. 12. A cell membrane is selectively permeable. What does that mean? A cell membrane is selectively permeable. Permeable meaning selectively passing through the cell membrane. All right, moving on to 13. Why did the model cell that was placed in 100% water increase in mass? And that is because the water moved into the cell and the cell swelled, which increased the cell mass. Overall, its concentration is hypotonic. 14. What was the concentration of water in the original blue solution? State the evidence. The concentration of water in the original blue solution is 10 grams in the graph. And which makes it 80%. All right, a little bit more to go. Continue to stay in it. I know it's a lot to take in, but you guys can definitely do this and pass this exam tomorrow. So just stay in it and just do what you can do and study. Keep playing this video over and over if you need to. Stay what is observed, and when there's a positive test for starch, using the starch indicator. The color of the starch indicator is deep blue coloring, period. 16. Why does a plant like celery get lit when placed in a hypertonic solution? And that will be because of the amount of water entering the plant's environment, which is outside the cell and not entering the celery plant, period. 17, which is the last question. Some state roads are heavily salted heavily in the winter, creating an environment problem. Based on observations you made in the laboratory activity, explain how organisms could be harmed by high levels of salt from roadways. First off, it would make the environment hypertonic for organisms, okay? And there would be a water loss and could eventually cause the organism die. All right. So that is all that I have, but I'm getting ready to add in these pictures as promised for 13 as well as 10. So stay tuned as I'm adding. I'm gonna scroll to the top. Yeah, that is all. I'm gonna upload these pictures. And then we will be done. All right. All right. All right. Okay. Going to download these pictures. Refreshing my page. See you later. Uh, Wait a minute. Oh man. Okay. Stay tuned, y'all. I'm gonna put them in. Okay. Gotta get a backup because I want you guys to have this information. I don't know what happened. But I'm gonna get this covered. We're gonna have what we need. Let's see. And okay. Not sure what possibly happened with it, but that's it, y'all. I didn't went through everything. If you guys have any more questions, just be sure to either, leave them in the comment section so I can answer them. And yeah, that's it. See y'all later. That's it. That's it. That's it. Hope you enjoyed the video.